XRP just pumped 50% in 1 week, from $1 all the way to $1.50. And most people still don't know the real reason why. Let me break it down. This is not financial advice. Do your own research and never risk more than you can afford to lose. It started with a macro move. The U.S. Treasury announced it was doubling its long-term bond buyback operations. That sent a clear signal to the market. Liquidity is coming. Risk is back on. Bitcoin reacted first, flying from $65,000 to $78,000. And everything else followed. But XRP moved harder than most. And that's not just because of Bitcoin. JPMorgan quietly disclosed in its last quarterly report that it holds exposure to the Bitwise XRP ETF, small position. But JPMorgan doesn't file paperwork for things they don't believe in. And whales have been accumulating all month. Large wallets pulling 10 million XRP per day off exchanges. Exchange reserves dropped to 0.03. These people aren't selling, they're stacking. Here's what XRP holders have been waiting for all year. The Clarity Act. If this passes, XRP gets permanently classified as a commodity under U.S. law. The SEC case is already settled. But without a law, institutional money stays cautious. The Senate delayed the vote to September 15th. Current odds of passing sit around 16%. That's low. But if it passes, the repricing could be massive. Analyst Jake Claver put it simply. In 2017, when Ripple locked its escrow, XRP gained 70,000% in 240 days. After Trump got elected, XRP went from 50 cents to $3 in 28 days. When a major structural catalyst hits this token, it moves fast. September 15th is the date everyone needs to watch. Looking at the 4-hour chart, XRP dropped from $2.41 in January all the way to $1, trapped inside a descending trend line for months, going nowhere, bleeding slowly. Then the BTC pump hit, and XRP broke that trend line in one single candle, $1 to $1.50. Massive volume. This wasn't a fake out. This was a real move. Key levels right now. Support, $1.40 to $1.45. Old resistance flipped to support. This level needs to hold first resistance, $1.60. Above that, $1.80. Then $2, bullish, $1.45. Support holds. Clarity. Act passes September 15th. Institutional money flows in. $2 breaks. Standard Chartered's $8 target comes back into the conversation. Bearish, $1.45 loses. Clarity. Act fails in the Senate. XRP pulls back to $1.20. The breakout becomes a failed move. Ripple releases 200 to 400 million XRP every month. Combined XRP ETFs only absorb about 109 million. That supply gap is real. And without a strong buyer wave, it creates overhead pressure. And if the Clarity Act fails, institutional money stays on the sidelines regardless of how good the chart looks. Short term, $1.60 to $1.80. Medium term, $2 to $2.40 by end of 2026. Bullish, $3 and above if Clarity Act passes. Bottom line, XRP bounced hard off $1, broke a major trend line, and the real catalyst hasn't even landed yet. Watch $1.45 and watch September 15th. Those two things will decide where XRP goes next. If you don't want to miss analysis videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Not financial advice. Do your own research. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. See you next one.